have two boxes here. One's from a straightener and the other from a curling iron. Actually, the curling iron that I used today. And I think that I can turn them into budget decor that'll look high-end. I'm on it. And like many of you, I have a stash of boxes that are just too good to throw out. And I just want to be a little creative with them. These boxes are actually really, really sturdy, but that's not why I picked them. I picked them because I like the shape. I think these would make great faux marble pillars, maybe in black. I just think that would look great. Like they're different sizes, but like similar enough. I just think that would look so good. So my plan is to cover them with drywall mud, like drywall compound, and then paint them with like a faux marble technique thing that I'm gonna make up. But this paper, like that the box is actually covered in already, is pretty nice. It has like a nice sheen to it. I don't think there's any way that the drywall compound will stick to it. So I have drywall tape, like mudding tape, and that's what I'm gonna use to cover up the box and also to close up my seams and hold the box together. Now, if you don't happen to have this on hand, you can use any paper. I just bought some once for a project and it comes in a big roll, so I always have some left over. So I'm going to cover up the box just with my paper and regular glue. This is school glue, and just tape it together. This way the box will stay closed and it'll be ready to be mudded. It's funny, but it really does work out really well. Drywall mud is just, well, it does say all purpose, so I guess like all purpose means crafts too. Both my boxes are taped up. They're still wet, but that's okay. I am ready to start mudding them. And there's nothing really to this. It's just, I'm gonna smear it on and that's it. Just smear it on. I'm not gonna go too thick because then it cracks a lot, but enough that everything's covered up. Oh, I didn't do the bottom because I am going to be gluing it onto a base. So I just didn't think that the bottom needed to be done. Okay, I'm just gonna cover them all up. The boxes are completely covered. They aren't perfect. Like there's bumps and uneven spots, but that doesn't matter because it's really easy to sand. But they do need to be super dry. So I'm gonna leave them for probably 2 days, sand them, and then paint them. The columns are dry and ready to be smoothed out, and I'll be using 400 grit sandpaper. Both of the columns are now sanded. They are smooth and really, really dusty, but they are ready to be painted. I do have one little step I want to do before I move on to painting, and that is just attaching them to their bases. These are 2 pieces of scrap wood that I happen to find in my scrap stash pile that happen to exactly be the right size. Okay, exactly in quotes, maybe not exactly. How about a size that fits and is acceptable to me? I mean, this isn't bad. See, it fits pretty well. And I'm just gonna attach it with hot glue. My base coat is just gonna be acrylic craft black paint from the dollar store all over everything, including the base. Okay, this is black and it just now needs to dry. It actually kind of looks like a 2x4. So I guess if you don't have a box, you could use a 2x4. I may have mentioned several times already that I want these to look like marble columns. And I am not great. I'm not even good at like freehand painting or drawing. So I know that's not in my skill set. So I had to come up with a different idea. And I'm gonna do a paint pour. You know, when the colors kind of all blend in together, it does look like marble. So that's my plan. I've mixed up a bunch of different grays, like really, really dark grays with different undertones. Like one's metallic, one has green. And then I have black. And I'm going to just kind of do a paint pour over this. It's simple, easy, inexpensive. And I just think it's kind of fun to do. But it is messy, so gloves up. All right, so I'm going to just cover everything first with black and then add the other colors and then kind of swirl it around. I am going to just let it dry standing up like this. Just let the colors drip over. I do want the base to look like marble as well. So time to start pouring. Oh, this is gonna be such a mess, but so much fun. Base coat is on, so let's add some color. I mean, let's add some other grays. Like I said, really messy, but I'm liking the result. Like it looks like it's hard to see on camera because it's all black, but it does have like a lot of like swirlies. So I'm just gonna let this all kind of drip down and dry. I might tip it a little at some point. I don't know, I'm gonna just try not to disturb it too much, but there's going to be one more step just to give it just a little extra. Okay, now it's just gonna dry. The paint pour, 100% turned out amazing. Just check out this finish. It looks on point. And actually it didn't feel that bad. Usually I don't like how this paint feels, but I have to say, adding the metallic paint is what elevated the whole look. I've done many paint pours before, but this with the metallic paint, definitely, like it doesn't look metallic. Like I'm not looking and go, oh, but what it does on the finished product, definitely recommend if you're doing any marbly look, use metallic paint. And even though I'm super happy with how it turned out, I have this little jar here. It's a candle. And see how it has that veining in it? That's what I want to add just for like just a little bit of that extra step of realness. Now, like I said before, I am terrible at freehanding anything. So I don't think I can freehand little veining all over these without completely ruining it. So I have a little cheat. Okay, here's my plan. I've cut some scraps of paper. This is cardstock and this is regular scrapbooking paper. And I'm giving them little bends, just random bends. I don't know if you can see that, it's just kind of bent. And I'm gonna dip this in paint and then use it as the veining. Let's see how this turns out. Oh, and I'm starting with like the darkest gray that I have, just so just kind of breaking myself in because I'm a little leery of it. And then I'm gonna work up to a medium gray and then a white. And I also have a paintbrush next to me. I might kind of try like smudging it because some of the lines look a bit smudged. So I might try that and see if that works. Let's give it a go. And the painting part of this is all done. There's just one more thing I need to do, and that's just spray these with top coat just to kind of protect the finish. But it was way better than freehanding. Now, I didn't end up using the brush too much. I found it was just too smudgy. Like on the back here, I don't really like how it turned out. There's just a lot of like smudges. So I didn't use the paintbrush much. But I did find that if I crisscross the lines, it just kind of looked cooler. So that's something I recommend. And I only used two colors. I used a darker gray and a lighter gray. I feel like if I went white, it would just pop a little more than I wanted to. So I'm happy that I started darker and just worked up to where I liked how it looked. And these just need some top coat, then drying, and then styling. If you happen to pop in for a visit and you walk by my two granite marble column pillar things, you would not be thinking, hey, curling iron box. No, what a great, simple, and inexpensive DIY project that looks totally high end. And I do have to show you how well it matches that jarred candle. It looks like it's a set. I'm giving myself a little pat on the back. And I also think this shape, like a squared, like a nice big chunk of granite, wouldn't that just, I think this might be a future project. Well, with that, I would just like to say thank you so much for watching this video and watching all the way to the end. If you haven't already, I'd love it if you subscribe, leave me a comment, give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And with that, I'll see you soon with another project. Maybe this box. Okay, bye. Look, the spoon, my shirt has got stuck to the spoon. Oh, okay. Ooh. If you happen to pop in for a visit and you walk by those two columns, pillars? Okay. If you happen to pop in for a visit and you walk by those two columns, you would, pillars? If you happen to pop in for a visit and you walk by those two faux pieces of faux marble towers. I don't know what to call them. Okay. Who missed a spot?